Yo, what is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here, Canadian Yorker. It's right here as well, and we are doing our WrestleMania 40 recap video and reactions, sharing our thoughts, what we thought about WrestleMania 40. And night two just ended, so we want to do this video quick. And all I can say is, what a WrestleMania! WrestleMania, like I said, WrestleMania 40 night two just ended, and we just saw the most amazing match. There were so many good matches. I know this guy right here, Canadian Yorker, is hyped up, so we'll get into the matches. But before we get started, I hope you guys enjoyed WrestleMania. If you watched it, it was unbelievable. I was streaming it. I was streaming both nights, night one and two. So it was awesome. But before we start, be sure to check out WWE Wrestling Bros, which is our wrestling channel, and Canadian Yorker's channel, and both links will be in the description. But Canadian Yorker, how are you feeling? What a show, right?
I'm feeling so elated, just so happy. I feel so happy with what happened with night two. I'm just feeling very happy. It's a great ending. Despite the ups and downs, I'm just feeling happy. I'm feeling this is great. This is a joyous occasion.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I just gotta tell you guys, every time I upload a broadcast, I put in the current champions. So I put the current champion, who's the current champion right now. But I can tell you, after WrestleMania, I got so many changes to make in the current champion description things I put. So it's like I put the current champion, like Rollins, and then after WrestleMania, I have so many changes to make. There's so many storylines. There's so many storylines I'm interested to see now that WrestleMania is over. It's gonna be interesting. So let's get started. We're first off gonna talk about night one, and then I think we're gonna do night two right after. So expect a big video. We're not gonna separate this video like we did in our predictions. We'd like predicting night one and then another video night two, but we're gonna do night one and two in the same video. It's gonna be a long video, but it's gonna be worth it. But let's start off with night one. I know that Canadian Yorker here is stoked. He wanted to talk about night two first before we do night one, but I'm saying we should do it in order. I mean, we should save for the fun at the end, but let's get started with night one. We got the opening match, which is the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. And this was a great match. There were rumors that Becky Lynch actually came into this match with sickness, so that's why Becky Lynch didn't go to the Hall of Fame as well. I think Becky Lynch caught a sickness. She was not feeling well. Look, I'm not going to make an excuse for that, but I called it. I called this match. I had Rhea Ripley winning that match. Canadian Yorker had Becky Lynch winning this match, but I was correct. Yes, Rhea Ripley successfully defeated Becky Lynch to retain her Women's World Championship. There was times that, in this match that Becky Lynch hit the manhandle slam on Rhea, but she kicked out. Rhea Ripley did hit the Riptide and Becky Lynch kicked out. So this match was great. But at the end, Rhea Ripley was able to hit the Riptide on Becky Lynch. It was first of them was on the corner of the rope. So, and then the second time was one big Riptide to get the job done. Rhea Ripley defeats Becky Lynch to retain the Women's World Title. So I was correct on this match. Canadian Yorker was incorrect. Look, like I said before in my prediction, I love Becky Lynch. I just didn't think it was the time for her, and that's exactly what happened. I just feel like, I said this before, Rhea Ripley, as long as she's in Judgment Day, she's going to retain. That's exactly what happened, and I said possible, they're probably just going to have Liv Morgan dethrone Rhea Ripley. It makes more sense because Liv is on a revenge tour. So it was a great match. Respect to Rhea Ripley. No hate for her. She's great. She proved that she's the great mommy, great champion in the women's division, and I can't take anything away from Becky Lynch. I love the woman. I couldn't pick her in this one. Rhea Ripley's just too strong. I just feel like they're saving someone else to be the right person to dethrone Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley defeats Becky Lynch by pinfall to retain the Women's World Championship. So Canadian Yorker, what are your thoughts on this match?
I saw the whole match. Rhea Ripley was given a run for her money by Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch did utilize her experience, and she actually did managed to get 2 submissions on Rhea, almost making her pin, but of course Rhea was able to get out of it and hit those manhandle slams. She hit more than one manhandle slam. I'm sorry, riptides. She hit more than one riptide on Becky Lynch to actually put her away. I believe she performed three riptides on her. And so in order to put her away, I mean, Becky Lynch was...
It was twice. So the first one was one riptide off of the turnbuckle, and then the second one was a regular one on the ring getting the win.
Yeah, but I mean, Becky Lynch definitely gave Rhea a run for her money. It was a great match, but obviously, I mean, if Michael Jordan can fight against the flu in a flu game and win an NBA championship, then so can Becky Lynch. But obviously, it wasn't enough for Becky Lynch. I'm not making excuses for that though, but still, she did what she had to do. She's a proven champion. She's a proven fighter. But Rhea Ripley won that match. And what else can you say? That's just the way it goes sometimes. So.
Right. And another thing is that I don't want Liv fans, if you're a Liv fan watching this, I don't want to take anything away from Liv Morgan. I don't want people to say that, oh, this guy is a Becky Lynch lover. Oh, he doesn't think that Liv deserves everything. I said it before and I say it again. Liv Morgan deserves a revenge tour. WrestleMania wasn't the time. I do believe she's going to get it at SummerSlam. I said it before, I say it twice. Yes, it's going to be at SummerSlam. That's why Becky lost, because they're probably going to give that moment to Liv, because she's on Revenge Tour. So expect maybe Liv versus Rhea at Backlash in France, or maybe even at SummerSlam. It most likely will probably be at SummerSlam. Liv could be the one to beat Rhea. The fact that Liv Morgan is the last person to beat Rhea Ripley. So why not be the person to beat her again? So they're probably building that Revenge Tour for her. Becky, in terms of Becky, I think she's taking a break because she hasn't signed a deal with WWE yet, so we have to see what happens. But great win for Rhea Ripley. Disappointing for me because I like Becky Lynch, but it is what it is. And Rhea Ripley just shows how she's the toughest in the woman division right now. Like, question is, who could possibly beat Rhea Ripley? There's been talks about Bianca Belair in next year's WrestleMania. Liv Morgan obviously was a choice, but we have to see what happens. But anyways, moving on to the next match, we got the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. We got the Judgment Day defending the title against DIY, The New Day, Austin Truth, A-Town Down Under, and New Catch Republic in a 6-pack ladder match. And all I can say is, once this match started, when I heard that the announcer said that, when one team gets the titles, the match will continue until another team would capture the towers. And I was like, finally, it has happened. Finally, it has happened, guys. Triple H has decided to split the titles where there's 2 winners. And I'm like, yes, finally it's happened. The Undisputed Tag Team Champions are officially split with 2 winners. And it was a great match. I think my favorite moment in this match was R-Truth. I knew R-Truth was gonna do some shenanigans. He thought it was a tag team match, and he actually hit that FU on, I forgot who it was. I think Damon Priest on the ladder. I know that Grayson Waller got fucked up, got crashed in between 2 ladders. It was pretty close. But eventually the first team to grab the Smackdown titles was A-Town Down Under. I honestly didn't expect them to win, but they sort of grabbed the They grabbed the Smackdown Tag Team Champions, and I'm about to say that since Grayson Waller got flew into the ladder right after they grabbed the titles, and I'm like, oh man, if Austin Theory actually grabbed the Raw titles. No, this can't happen. They gotta split it. It was a great match after a while until R-Truth, man. R-Truth. That guy, you got this guy that a couple years ago in the Royal Rumble thought the Royal Rumble match was a ladder match, but now you're in a ladder match thinking it's a tag team. You pinned the guy, 1, 2, 3. That was hilarious. Basically, you won twice. R-Truth receives the Raw. R-Truth was able to unhook the Raw Tag Team titles, and there you go. The tag team titles are split. You got Austin Theory and Grayson Waller as SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and you got Austin Truth, The Miz, and R-Truth as the Raw Tag Team titles. So it's official, guys. The Undisputed Tag Team titles have officially been split. It's something that I've been talking about that Triple H needs to do. I guess he watched my video. Yeah, I'm happy that the titles are split. It had to be done. I feel great about R-Truth. This is probably R-Truth. I think they said that is his first win at WrestleMania moment. Is for R-Truth deserving his WrestleMania moment, but we have to see how long it lasts because the Judgment Day is lurking around the corner for their titles back. So we have to see what happens. But what are your thoughts on this 6-man ladder match? And obviously, how do you feel about the titles being split? You want it, right?
Well, yes, finally. It's split. It's official. It's done. It's beautiful. Now we're going to see the championships on both brands. They're going to be, you got some new. I wasn't actually, just like you, I was not exactly expecting A-Town Down to win the tag team championships. We were not expecting that. We had it in the back of our heads. But we were not expecting that. I was expecting DIY to win. You were expecting Judgment Day to take it over, right? But that didn't happen. But the interesting fact that that R-Truth won, it actually makes it more interesting storyline now with R-Truth, the Awesome Truth, and the Judgment Day. So what's going to happen now going forward? Because it seems like he's going to be the guy that's going to cause them to be that downfall, and for some odd reason, he's just getting in their heads. He made them lose a championship, and that's pretty wild to think about it. When you think about it, it's pretty crazy. I thought that there would be more interference from Judgment Day members in helping Judgment Day actually win, but that didn't happen apparently. It's pretty wild to think that we have these upsets. So it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and oh my god, relieved that the titles are split. There's so many, like I said, there's so many awesome tag team on both brands, SmackDown and Raw. And I just got to see how long R-Truth and The Miz last, because R-Truth is a goofball and it might cost him the titles. So we have to see what happens. Like I said before, the Viking Raiders, they deserve a shot at the titles. I can see the Viking Raiders go after the titles once Eric is healthy enough and back from injury. So they're a contender. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens on SmackDown, they just finished a triple threat. We'll get to that later for the night 2 part of this video. But they've been teaming up really nicely. They could go after the titles after Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Like I said, so many talent in the tag team division on both brands. That's why I keep saying, Triple H, you got to split the titles. But anyways, let's get to the next match, which is Rey Mysterio, Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. And obviously the big story is Dragon Lee was supposed to be Rey Mysterio's partner, but apparently Dragon Lee got attacked on the last episode on SmackDown, which clearly I think was Carlito. I actually called a Carlito turn here, but it didn't happen actually. It was, maybe they're building up a Carlito turn, I'm not sure. I called it maybe too early, that's probably what it is, because a turn is built out. Look at the Carmella Hayes and Trick Williams betrayal story. Carmella Hayes acting like the victim, thinking he didn't attack Trick Williams, but it actually was. It was a build-up, so they might do that with Rey Mysterio and Carlito, which is probably going to happen. I don't know. But talking about this match, I love the athleticism of Andrade, and basically Rey Mysterio was able to hit a 619 on both of them. They got help actually. Rey Mysterio can't catch a break and always needs help in these matches against his son. I think it was LWO last year, and now there's 2 huge guys with Lukia mask, and it turns out to be Jason Kelsey from the Philadelphia Eagles helping them get the win. Dominic Mysterio was trying to get a chair until he got interfered. And that's basically it. Rey Mysterio, Andrade gets the win, defeating Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Another year, another someone helping Rey Mysterio. Like, Jesus Christ, can you beat your son without any help? But anyways, Rey Mysterio and Andrade get the job done, and as they beat Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio, expect them to ask for a rematch because of the interference. What are your thoughts on this match?
It's a great pickup win for LWO after all the stuff that's been pulled by Legado del Fantasma and the Judgment Day on the LWO. I think I'd say this is karma and justice coming their way. I mean, honestly. Imagine the amount of times they've interfered and gotten in people's way. As for Carlito, we can smell something that he's doing some things behind the scenes to cause some discord in LWO. So, of course, he's gonna try to. Of course, he's gonna try to slip away. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. Have to keep an eye on Carlito.
All right, moving on to the next match. We got Jey Uso, Yeet, versus his brother Jimmy Uso, no Yeet. It's the brother versus brother rivalry, and this was just a match of super kicks. Like, this is just like Jey Uso doing the same moves as Jimmy, and Jimmy doing the same moves as Jey. It was just super kicks for days. At one point, Jimmy played games with Jey Uso, saying that, I'm sorry, brother, pretending to go on the good side. I actually thought he was for real. I thought it was, I don't know, it looks suspicious. I don't think he really means that there's going to be a cheap shot, and there was a cheap shot fooling everyone. Jey Uso was able to hit a spear, and then the Uso splash on Jimmy Uso. I actually surprised Solo Sikoa didn't get involved in this match. I actually thought he was going to get involved in this match, and this is one of the match I missed. I picked Jimmy Uso because I thought it was just going to be multiple rounds. I thought Solo was going to get involved, which I was wrong. So I missed his pick. Jey Uso comes out with the big win over his big brother, Jimmy Uso. Canadian Yorker here, I know he picked Jey. So Canadian Yorker actually got the right pick here. So it's kind of shocking for me. I was expecting Solo to show up. I guess that maybe he's just going to save his strength until helping Roman. That's what we actually kind of saw. But, Jey Uso defeats Jimmy Uso by pinfall. What are your reactions?
It's great to see that Jimmy got what he deserved. There was a long time coming. I knew that Jey was going to win over Jimmy. I knew that was happening because these guys know each other. One of the announcers said that these guys know each other so well. They know each other's moves. They know how they act in the ring. And Jey was able to beat his brother because he knew how to beat his brother. Right? Jimmy did the same. But Jey actually capitalized on it more, and he used that to his advantage. So
it was a good. It was a good match actually. I liked it. It was just like two twins with the same moves. Just the super kicks were there, hard hitting. So
it was a whole variety of moves. It wasn't just super kicks, but it was also Jey using his spears, using Uso splash.
They were just taunting each other. Jimmy kept super kicking. It's like, get up, and then Jey Uso said, get up. So it was pretty personal.
Yeah, it was very personal match.
All right, moving on to the next match. We got that 6-woman tag team match. We got Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill versus Damage Control, Asuka, Carly, Sane, and Dakota Kai. I can say that the Bianca and Naomi and Jade entrance was great. So many great entrances at WrestleMania we got to see. I like to talk about what our favorite entrances was for both nights 1 and 2. We can have multiples or we just have one. But talking about this match, a good actually stat for this is that Asuka never won at WrestleMania at all before. So she's looking for her first win. So Asuka never actually won at WrestleMania, so which is sad. And Bianca Belair is actually undefeated. I believe after this, she's like 6-0 Bianca at WrestleMania. So it's an insane stat. So we have to see if Asuka can get her win. I don't know. But this was a okay of a match, but I feel bad for Damage Control. They got out overpowered because they don't want to face off against Jade Cargill. If I was a woman and I faced against Jade Cargill, I would be terrified. Like, Jade Cargill is an athletic woman. She's strong. And that shows it in this tag team match that they didn't want to face Jade Cargill, so they did as much damage as they could to Bianca and Naomi, preventing them to tag Jade Cargill. And you saw when Jade Cargill got tagged, they were freaked out. It's like, uh-oh. But it was a great match. Just a dominant. I just feel like it's a dominant. And oh my god, when Bianca used her hair to slap Asuka, you can hear that whip all from a mile away. That sounded so horrible. Like, oh my god. Yeah. It's like when she used her hair to whip Asuka. You can hear that clear as day. But Jade Cargill was able to hit her finisher. I can't remember what it's called, but it's actually a nasty finisher. Cargill, Bianca, Naomi defeats Damage Control by pinfall. Damage Control needs to regroup. They can't handle Jade Cargill, and that's why I think that at some point on SmackDown, I think they're gonna jump. I think they're trying to get rid. I think they're gonna try to jump Jade Cargill in the backstage area at some point and try to take her out. That's the only option they have. Like, they can't do anything. So, Damage Control with their backstage sneak attacks, that's probably what's going to happen this Friday. They're probably going to try to sneak attack Jade. What are your thoughts in this match?
I mean, it was a great match for the Damage Control and the Jade, Naomi, and Asuka, Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. Damage Control definitely utilized their teamwork to take out Naomi and Bianca. They did focus more on Bianca because she was a threat, as well as Jade Cargill. As much as Jade Cargill. When Bianca finally tagged Jade, Jade was doing his damage, but then Damage Control was doing their teamwork on Jade, even though the team of Bianca, Naomi, and Jade was deadly. Damage Control is still dangerous when they work together as a team, and that's exactly what happened, especially with the Kabuki Warriors. I mean, for Kairi, Sane, and Asuka, it was pretty dangerous. Asuka almost got the spray, or missed spray, on Jade, but Jade dodged it in time because she had quicker reflexes, and that got into Kairi Sane's face, and then she countered on her. I mean, yeah. I mean, even though they were overpowered, they're still dangerous. They were still pretty dangerous for them, because they're the tag team champions for a reason, and they're still pretty dangerous faction. So.
All right, so moving on to the next match, we got Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sami Zayn. So this was an unbelievable match. Honestly, I was feeling for Sami Zayn. The moment he was kind of scared, he got talked by Chad Gable in the backstage before the match. He saw his wife and child, son, and then there you go, you got Kevin Owens. And I'm like, is Sami actually going to win? We have to see and find out. But probably the moment of this match is when Gunther kept, taunting Sami Zayn's wife, which is out of line. Sami Zayn couldn't function. Gunther was beating him up. The chops when it comes to Gunther, the chops are brutal. And, you can see the red marks on their chest and stuff like that. But I think that Gunther, learning from Roman's, taking a move from Roman's playbook, taunting family members and shit like that. Gunther was doing it to Sami Zayn's wife, and Sami Zayn's wife is saying, "You're done." Sami Zayn was getting his ass kicked like multiple times, like holy moly. And then what you know, he's just trying to wake up. He's trying to fight it. He punches the floor, and it's like, yeah, Sami Zayn's coming up. The crowd was pumped. After that brutal attack, I'm like, how is Sami Zayn still able to wake up, get pumped up? Sami Zayn was able to hit a I don't know what it was. It was a bustard. It was a spike brainbuster. It was amazing. It was a spike brainbuster into the buckle. Sami Zayn's all crowd up. His two Haluma kicks. And after the second one, I'm like, that's gotta be it. Oh no, no way. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn is your new Intercontinental Champion. Sami Zayn has dethroned Gunther's 666-day reign as Intercontinental Champion, and everyone's shocked. I think I was shocked. I doubted Sami. I highly doubt he'll see this video, but Sami Zayn, I'm so sorry for doubting you. You're a true champion. I don't think no one expected this, but we got a brand new Intercontinental Champion. Gunther has finally been dethroned. Oh my God. It was mind blown. It was like, what the hell? Like, I mean, like, it makes sense because after the moment with Chad, after the moment with his wife and son, after the moment with Kevin, it's like Sami's winning. He has to. But Sami Zayn defeats Gunther to win the Intercontinental title by pinfall. Question is, what's Gunther gonna do? He might take a break as well. People saying that Gunther might just go after the World Heavyweight Championship now, because he did say he wants to go after it, so that's going to be interesting. But Sami Zayn, probably the biggest upset in night one, defeating Gunther. And look, I'm not going to take anything away from Gunther. I love Gunther. He's the man. I respect him. It's a shame that I didn't see him as a face. I think one of these days Gunther's got to be a face. But respect to Gunther. He was a great champion. I don't know if his record is ever going to be beaten, but we have to see who can actually beat it. Maybe Roman when he comes back. joke. But what an upset. I know you have thoughts on it, so I'm going to give the floor to you. What are your thoughts on Sami Zayn throwing Gunther?
Wow. I never expected Sami Zayn either to actually win. It was shocking. I was shocked. I was so shocked. I had no words for what I just witnessed, because literally Gunther to dominating, doing what he usually does. And as he's taunting Sami Zayn's wife says the most ballsy thing. She says to him, "You're done." She says to him 2 words, "You're done." That is the most craziest thing that someone can ever say to somebody when they are winning, and then all of a sudden an unexpected comeback from nowhere, from Sami Zayn, out of nowhere. He's literally beaten down. He can't even walk. He just wills himself up to fight, and literally comes back with a win from out of nowhere. From that, throws a haymaker, from a Hail Mary haymaker from out of nowhere to get the win over Gunther. I mean, and Gunther was just taunting and around and just doing what he wanted to do. Just doing flying off the top rope every single. That was just his moves. Just flying off the top rope every single time. He did it like 2 times. He could have done it one more time. But Sami Zayn made the impossible possible. And it's like you can see in that moment. It's like this is that WrestleMania is making there's something happening at WrestleMania. Something special happened in that moment. Man, Sami Zayn is a new Intercontinental Champion. I mean, I gotta say, congratulations to him. I doubted him, and I would say that, he proved me wrong. I gotta admit, he proved me wrong. And
we both, by the way, guys, we both picked Gunther. That's how it shows you. It's like, because Gunther's strong, Sami Zayn he's athletic, but he is like a small body. He's like, because there's gonna be a lot. Seth, all I can say is Sami Zayn, now he's a champion, he's got to watch his back, because you're going to have, maybe Chad Gable's going to go after him, He said that he owes you one. Chad Gable's going to go after Sami. We can possibly see, we might not even see Gunther versus Chad at all ever again. So this is a good time. We might even see Chad Gable be the heel in this one. We can see Chad Gable turning heel with Sami being the face. We can see a possible feud there. We can see Bronson Reed coming after Sami, the fact that he kind of has Sami Zayn's number. Bronson Reed versus Sami Zayn, that's going to be scary for Sami Zayn because he struggles against Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed is going to go after him. And there's just so many. Maybe Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is probably licking his lips right now because, Sami Zayn did beat Shinsuke Nakamura, but still, that's a scary opponent to face if you're Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn better watch his back because he's got some tough opponents for him lying ahead in the future.
Yeah. I agree.
But I do believe Chad Gable is probably going to be his first,
of course,
challenger.
Of course, Chad Gable is number one.
But I can say this: if it is, and Chad Gable quickly beats Sami, that's just going to be horrible for Sami. So, I think probably Sami can beat Chad, but they're going to have Sami have the title for a while, maybe, I don't know. But having Chad Gable beat him that quickly in his first defense wouldn't make sense. So we have to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on to the main event, we got Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman Reigns. This was probably the longest match. It was revealed that this match was 44 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like over 40 minutes, like literally. And it was a great match, except The Rock being a dick. Literally, it's a tag team match, but it was bloodline rules because The Rock threatened the referee. If you stop this match or count, you're fired. So literally, the referee couldn't do anything. So it was bloodline rules in this tag team match. They were fighting all over the place. At some point, I saw Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins were going to win after hitting a double pedigree. But no, it was impossible. And then The Rock, obviously I call it, The Rock had a showed the Mama Rhodes belt to Cody's Rhodes' mom, and I can see The Rock taunting her with the belt, saying that I'm gonna beat your son, and he starts banging the belt on his arm, and Mama Rhodes is like bullshit, and I called it. He was gonna call out Mama Rhodes, it didn't happen. But yeah, Cody Rhodes did get hit with the belt, trying to hit a crossroads on Roman Reigns. But it was a great match. Seth Rollins, man, I feel for him because he had a bad knee. Like, holy shit, he had a bad knee. The Rock was targeting it. Seth Rollins' knee was not working properly in this match. There were some issues with knee, and getting injured was a risk. The fact that he had a World Heavyweight Championship the next day. Match the next day. So it went back and forth. Cody Rhodes actually hit the rock button on the Rock in the announce table. That was huge. And then Seth Rollins, his night was finished after he got speared by Roman Reigns for the barricade, injuring his knee more. I wouldn't say injured, it was fine, but that was the last time he got up. He couldn't get up off that, leaving Cody Rhodes and Roman in the ring. The Rock hitting the rock bottom on Cody Rhodes, and the most electrifying move in all sports entertainment, the People's Elbow for the 3 count. There you go, The Rock and the Roman Reigns, after more than 40 minutes, defeats Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, which sets up the Roman Reigns and Cody match as under Bloodline rules, just to let you know, because you were confused about why are they using weapons, which we'll talk about the match tonight too. But The Rock and Roman Reigns are victorious, which I picked. I picked the Rock and Roman, so my pick went through, and you picked Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. But it is what it is. Like I said, I would kind of want to see what would happen if Cody and Seth, but probably the Bloodline was still gonna show up anyways, but we have to see what happens. The Rock and Roman Reigns wins. So, what are your thoughts on this main event?
Man, I gotta say I was wrong about Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes winning, even though I was expecting it to happen. but there is a factor that you said about Seth Rollins' injuries, and that played a big factor in their loss, along with The Rock and Roman using whatever they want to use. I will say one thing about The Rock. The Rock pulled a Vince McMahon in WrestleMania, because the Vince McMahon sometimes would say when he was in there, I know I shouldn't mention his name because he's no longer affiliated with WWE, but sometimes he would say in matches, he would tell the referees, don't do this and that, or else this is what's going to happen to you. So The Rock did the same thing that happened to him when he was in wrestling, when he was in some matches back in the day with his ex-boss, right? And so he took something from the past and put it into that match right there at WrestleMania and for night one. And I thought that was interesting that he was immediately abusing his power to try to get them to win, and that played in their favor, obviously. So it's unfortunate that they won in night one. That's unfortunate.
All right, so that will do it for night one. It was a great night one, WrestleMania 40. Like I said, so many storylines I'm excited to see. But in terms of grading of night one, it was a great show. I got to give this a A. So just a plain A for me. I kind of say A plus, but A is fine for me. There were some matches that were like, but I give it a plain A. How about you?
I'm giving it an A.
A?
It was great.
All right. So that will do it for night one.